Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If it's your first time here, thank you so much for joining me. My name is Tallulah Doherty Adetono, also known as Tallulah Glossy. We talk about tons of different things on this channel, from being a girl boss and business, to fashion, to beauty, to a bunch of stuff. But today we're going to be talking about advocating for yourself and why it's so important to be able to advocate for yourself. Now, on the surface, this seems like a really sort of easy, basic thing. I'm sure everyone's thinking, I do that anyway. Tallulah, what are you talking about? Well, what I'm talking about is those situations where it's not so easy to advocate for yourself, but it's still important to you. So let me give some examples. For example, if you have someone, a friend maybe, or someone who's close to you, who you care for a lot, but whose words can sometimes be quite hurtful, or if you're in a work environment where you feel that you should be advancing a lot quicker than you are, but you're not really able to speak up, or you feel a bit shy or hesitant to speak up. There's so many scenarios, but those are sort of the two main ones that off the top of my head are coming to mind, and the reason is, I think that they're both quite common scenarios. Oftentimes, we are quick to advocate for ourselves, and we don't find it difficult at all when it's people who are far away. If we feel disrespected, or if we feel, oh no, actually I didn't like what that person said, I'm going to let them know. It's very easy when it's not someone in your circle, but if it is someone in your circle, it can be a lot more difficult to sort of bring up something that's that maybe came across as unpalatable, or maybe even slightly offensive. Especially, I think, with friends, it can be very, very difficult to do that, because we're close to our friends. We kind of don't want the drama. We don't want to come off as relax now. What are you saying? I beg, take it easy. You're always overreacting, whatever reaction may come out of that. But the reason I think it's so important is that when we bottle up feelings, or we don't sort of express our ambitions, it's something that over time, I feel like erodes at like your sense of self, erodes at your self-esteem, and yeah, it can just take its toll over time. So I have 3 tips to sort of help anyone out there who's going through the situation advocate for themselves and sort of speak up. So tip number 1 is to first give yourself a pep talk, right? You have to boost yourself up. Or if you have a friend or a family member who is good at, who's good at getting you gingered, go and talk to that person and say, look, this is what I'm going through. This is a situation I need to confront, whether it's a person or a situation. I just need to let out those pent-up feelings. Once you've pumped yourself up, I always suggest you don't go in all guns blazing. I've been at this organization for 5 years. What's going on? I want to erase. No, take it easy. Be calm. Book a time. If it's work related, to speak to your line manager. If it's something more personal, book a time to speak to the person involved, and quite calmly just state, I really want to talk to you because I've been feeling a certain way. There was this situation or this incident, or when you said XYZ, it made me feel a certain way, and just be open and honest. And if it's a work situation, just say, I thank you so much. I really, I enjoy working in this organization. If you do, just tell the truth. It's been a really, really great journey. But keep it positive. Say, I feel I have a lot to contribute. I have so many ideas. I feel like my role could be expanded in XYZ way, or I feel like I could move to a sort of higher role, and these are the reasons why. I think being calm and sort of, giving yourself time to express how you're feeling is definitely one way of advocating for yourself without the conflict. Because, we don't want conflict. We just want, let me be honest, saying that if it's confronting a person over a situation where you've been hurt, or where you feel you've been sort of disrespected in any way, yes, the person may react. You can't, gauge how someone's going to react. But I think the onus is on you to sort of stay calm and just say, okay, that's fine. If that's the way you feel, whatever the outcome, the person might be warm and embracing and say, I'm so sorry, I didn't realize. And if it goes the other way, no problem. Just say, I just wanted to let you know this is how I feel. And that's that. The second way of advocating for yourself in the situations that I've mentioned is to go to an intermediary. If there's someone who is cool with you and cool with the other person, or cool with your boss, if it's a corporate situation, you can go to that person, especially if it's a trusted person, and say, this is the situation, what would you advise? Can you maybe sort of speak to the other person to find out maybe their side, and let me know, or how can we move forward? That way, what's what I'm looking for? The scenario isn't really coming from you, but that other person is going to hear about how you feel, even if it is from a trusted, third party. And that way you've advocated for yourself without necessarily sort of having to confront the situation head on if you're not so comfortable with doing that. And the third and final way you can advocate for yourself, now this one is, a little bit holistic, I guess, but what I would recommend is the third and final way you can advocate for yourself. If you really feel, you're not a confrontational person, you don't want to talk to the person, you don't really want to confront it head on, whatever the situation may be, I would suggest that you sit down and you just write out how you're feeling. You know what I mean? You just pour out your thoughts, pour out your emotions, just give yourself maybe like 15-30 minutes in a quiet space where you can get everything out on paper, and that way you're not, like I said, you're not bottling up the emotion. You've got it out, it's on paper. Whether you want to give it to the person, whether you want to throw it away, it's up to you, but at least you've sort of been able to release some of the emotion, and I'm pretty sure that you're going to feel a whole lot better after doing that. I've had many situations where I've had to advocate for myself, and it's not easy, you guys. It's not easy when you have to sort of face, confront situations head on, or whether it's, like I said, it's in a career sense where you're like, I actually feel like I want to be progressing more. But my thing is, don't be afraid. There's nothing to fear. Don't be afraid, and just sort of, just know that by working through whatever the situation is, I know it sounds a bit cliche, but you are going to come out stronger. And I feel like advocating for yourself is like a muscle. It's like the more you do it, the more like the stronger you get, because it's very important to be able to not feel disrespected, or not let anyone disrespect you. We're all queens. We also want to feel respected. We want to feel heard, whether it's in a personal sense or a professional sense. And I think sometimes it can, be used to think, I don't want to come off a certain way. I don't want to, but no, I think it's, your feelings are valid. What did Lupita say? She said your dreams are valid, I guess. So your dreams and your feelings are valid. And so yes, always, always try to sort of advocate for yourself to, the highest extent that you can. It is important. So I'd love to hear in the comments if you've ever had a situation where you felt a certain type of way and you knew that you should kind of advocate for yourself and speak up, but perhaps you were not able to. And if you were able to, let me know also how you did that, and what the situation was, and also what the outcome turned out to be. Can't wait to hear all of those experiences. All right, guys, I will see you in my next video.